What does a good resume look like? Ah, yes, that's quite the question. Because every person you talk to and every resource you look at will give you a different answer, which is why it's so frustrating when you are trying to put together a good resume for you. So here's some things I've learned over the years by working with people on their resumes. These are the important things to me, at least, and seem to be for my clients. First is it should feel like you. What do I mean by that? Number of years ago, I was working with someone on the resume, and she'd worked with a couple people already because she'd been downsized and the placement agencies had worked with her, et cetera. But she still did not feel comfortable with her resume. And so we sat down and we worked on it for a while. And at the end, she goes, oh, I love this resume. It feels like me. Now, I have to say, I never really thought of a resume like that until that moment. But she says, it feels like me. I can't wait to give it to people. And I realized we all should feel that way about our resume, that it feels like us, that it sounds like us, that it brings not only our best skills and experience and knowledge, but who we are. Of course, we're putting together our best part of us for the job we're applying for and the industry we're applying for. But again, that's where they can all look and sound very different, because depending on what job you are going for and what industry you're in, and then top it with who you are as a person, this is what makes resumes unique and makes them stand out for all the right reasons. So does your resume feel like you? The second thing is the logistical parts of it, which is usually what we think of first and obviously highly important. So this is going to be your skills, your education, your knowledge, your experience. But it needs to be put together in a way that is very easy to read, especially in a hurry, because everyone's in such a hurry, that they pick up what you want them to pick up. One of the things I found, one of the biggest challenges I think on many resumes is they tend to be very repetitious. If they held 5 jobs that were all had one specific part to it, they will repeat it. And not only will they repeat it, but they will repeat what that meant. If you've done it once, you've done it. There are ways to streamline this information without leaving it out, but so people know, okay, you got that skill and experience. Let me move on to looking for something else. When resumes are repetitious, what I found is it's very easy to skim through them. And I will say that about myself. And I know if people were being honest, they would realize they do it too. You do not want anyone skimming through your resume because they are likely to miss the best parts. You want to make sure you include things that you probably are thinking you shouldn't include. And I don't mean, well, people disagree on things like hobbies and personal things, but other things. So what makes you unique that will make you a better fit for this job? And don't underestimate what you've done. You know, there's always the stories about people who flat out lie on their resume or severely stretch the truth. But I find that most people actually tend to underestimate what their knowledge and skill set and experience are. So make sure you're not doing that either. One of the other ones that to me is a real hot button, at least for me, is people who are told, well, don't put more than 10 years worth of experience on your resume, because usually the reason they will give is because it will show how old you are. And I'm going to strongly disagree with you, because I know too many people who ended up getting a job because something that they did much longer than 10 years ago resonated with someone. And there's different ways to do it to encapsulate it into a shorter version so it doesn't go on 6 pages and everything. But if you're doing it, especially because of age, as one of my clients said one day, she says, well, I'm not going to worry about that. because they're going to know how old I am when I walk in the door anyway. So let's just put it out front. And I have to agree with that. So it really doesn't matter what a good resume looks like. It only matters what your good resume looks like. Nice talking with you.